111 to 107. LeBron James with 26 and 8. Dennis Schroeder 21, 9 of 15. Anthony Davis 28 and 2. Wes Matthews 6 for 6 from 3 for 18. Let's hear from the Lakers head coach Frank Vogel. He's speaking with Mike and the media on Zoom.
Hey, Frank, it was another really efficient offensive night, another night really efficient from 3, I suppose, thanks in part to Wesley Matthews. But what do you think's been behind the offense just starting off the season so well when a lot of times it seems like defense kicks the season off?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're playing intelligent offensive basketball. You know, we're really attacking, and with the exception of some stretches of the Portland game, we're really thinking extra pass basketball, and we got a lot of shot makers on this team. So, if you're focusing on shot quality and the extra pass with the shot makers we have on our team, we're going to have the ability to be efficient, and we saw that for 4 quarters tonight.
And any thoughts specifically on Wesley, who had the tough couple of games shooting prior to this one?
Yeah, well, we don't worry about Wes. We know what he's done throughout his career. He's a knockdown shooter and a great defender, and just excited that he's in the Lakers uniform and what kind of lift he's going to give us throughout the year. Struggled a little bit, as we're playing a lot of guys and trying to get guys in rhythm. The first few games, but tonight again the ball movement was really good, so we got a few clean looks early, and then he made a couple of shot fake step backs, which is something he's capable of, but red hot tonight.
Kyle.
Frank, you've talked before about how tough it is for you as a coach to find minutes for everybody that you think could play in the rotation. But in the sense of getting guys to touch the ball on offense and getting guys shots, is that also kind of a struggle to kind of make sure that, hey, so-and-so is getting enough touches, so-and-so is getting enough touches, and getting looks in, a given stint?
Yes, it can be a challenge, and that's part of a new group learning about each other. We're working 4 new players in, 5 if you count Talon, and the guys were not really part of the rotation last year, and there's always going to be a little bit of a learning curve with guys learning each other. But again, if you continue to focus on the shot quality and the man with the basketball thinking, set up a teammate. That's what our whole focus is to think extra pass with the ball, and the ball finds energy, it starts moving around the horn, and finds the open man. So typically, if we're moving the ball well, guys will find shots enough.
Let's go, Brad.
Frank, when you guys turn the ball over like 17 times, are there moments where you think to yourself, we could really use a good practice, shoot arounds, so we can clean this stuff up?
Not really. You know what I mean? I think most teams, when they get into the heart of the season, there's not a lot of practice time anyway. It's just challenging your guys to be better, understanding where teams are going to force turnovers, and minimizing the times that they're self-inflicted, and they're unforced. That's what you want to stay away from. So it's really just kind of coaching the guys. We don't really try to concentrate on things we can't control, right? If we can't get on the floor because of the rapid test in the morning, or for whatever reason, that's just out of our control, so it's not really my thought process in game.
Jovan.
Hey, Frank, you've talked a lot about experimenting with lineups and rotations. You went with the different closing lineup tonight with the starters and then Keith at the big. I'm curious what you thought about that lineup over the last final few minutes of the game.
Well, that's a lineup that I don't need to learn anything about. I know Keith and AD and Bron helped us win a championship with the lineup of 2 guards and those 3 guys. So it's just something I have a lot of confidence in. But the rhythm of the game dictates what's necessary too. The matchups, who's been in, who's been out. Keith had been in. We could have gone back with Mark. I still like Trez being in there. Mark had been sitting for a while. Keith had just come out, so we just went with a warm guy. But AD at the 5, Keith at the 4, Bron and 2 guards, a lineup that we know works for us. So I have a lot of confidence in that.
Wes Matthews. I don't care who goes first, but we're talking about him, guys. Look at this. You look at his first 4 games. 15 minutes, 2 points, 0 for 8 from 3. Frank made a great point. Playing a bunch of new people. They were never worried about Wes Matthews. Rob, tonight was the night. 6 for 6. Needed it on the road, too. Every time Spurs wanted to get close, it seemed like Wes was hitting a 3.
You know, it's so funny. This is one of the guys I thought was
LeBron. Running out of ways to describe him. Do you just want to go at that? 8 times, Rob.
I'm just sitting there saying, I got 1,262 games under 10 points, man.
I know.
Hey, but you know, that's the thing about him. If you watched him when he first came in his league, when he came in his league, he was just amazing from the day
First
he
game in
started, from the
Sacramento?
first game.
Yeah.
You know, and he's just matured and got better. And he didn't let any outside forces stop him from being one of the best in this game. I've played with a lot of superstars, and I played with some guys that you would not know they didn't have the work ethic, and they're this good. And like, well, they don't work hard, but this guy works hard on his game all the time. I remember watching him in the practice site, just watching how hard he's practicing. I'm like, dude, you old, go sit down. But he's still practicing hard. He's still trying to get it in. He's still trying to be the best.
You know, if you play the game the right way, which he's learned how to do his whole career, it's easy to get 10 points a game the way he plays the game. I just wonder, Allie, is he aware of these kind of records? He's usually pretty keen to his records and things that he has going. I bet he knows he's got this record going.
Let me share this kind of irony with you because it's kind of interesting. So tonight, on his 36th birthday, he reaches 1,000 consecutive, correct? Mm-hmm. The last time we discussed it, the last time we even talked about it, was when he passed Michael Jordan at 866. That was in 2018 when he was with the Cavs. I was there for that game. He did that against the team that Michael Jordan owns, the Hornets.
Yeah.
So it's,
That's crazy.
does he go out and say, I need to get 10 points like you guys just talked about every single game? No, he doesn't look at it that way. But the one thing that I remember when I just went back and read an article from that night that Dave McMenamin wrote was that the result of what this accomplishment shows is what he's most proud of. He's durable, and every time he suits up, he's productive for his teammates. And I think that's the biggest reflection in what makes this accomplishment so admirable, is that that's what it's been for his whole entire career.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's remarkable. And when I think of the longevity and what's so impressive about it, I always think of Kareem. I remember, you know, James, in the 80s, guys weren't playing 20 years, especially at that level. And now you see kind of the greats of all time, like Tom Brady. Guys like that have been doing it into their 40s, and it's so impressive. It's the way they take care of themselves and the maintenance that goes in. It's not just the physical attributes that they have and how good they are. There's just so much more, and the mental approach is what really sets them apart from everyone else.
And to go along with their mental approach, you know, I was talking to Gary Vitti, my trainer, your trainer for 32 years or so, and he was saying, man, if I knew what I knew then, I could have added 2 or 3 more years on your career. So the science and the nutrition, the knowledge of how to take care of your bodies, it's not just ice and heat anymore and Ben Gay and that kind of stuff. It's a whole other thing. And these guys, they are adapt to that. They know what they're doing. They sleep, they work out, they have it down to a science.
The discipline of that, though.
Yeah, you got to be disciplined to do it. Those who aren't disciplined, you see kind of fall to the wayside. But LeBron, who probably, you know, took a page out, you know, watching Kobe, but I think a lot of it happened on his own. He wanted to be the best right out of high school, and he started working at that. And, you know, the guy puts in, you know, he makes a lot of money, and he spends it in the right places to stay above the fray and stay above everybody.
To never get complacent. It's truly incredible.
Can't
Here's some more numbers we're going to show you, Rob. I want you to jump in. What happened in 2007? The iPhone announced by Apple. Think about that, Rob. You were rolling around on a BlackBerry in that little ball.
I can do BlackBerry.
The Mitchell Report is published.
Miss my BlackBerry.
Final Harry Potter book published. Allie Clifton played 24 games as a freshman in Toledo, and she tweeted tonight at me when I said, how old were you the last time LeBron was under 10? She said 18. So she was an 18-year-old freshman. Robert Horry, you won your 7th NBA championship. And here's another one that these guys put in. Millie McGee is born, my oldest daughter. That's a pretty good one.
That's the best one on the list.
That's the best one on the
That's
list.
the best one on the list.
Good stuff in there, guys.
All they had to put,
Beautiful baby
the last one would have been Luca's on the way.
A few more years, Luka was on the way. My bank account's just, ooh, no, that's not right. Are we going to highlights now? Let's do it. Let's go to highlights.